It says announcements, but we have a few minutes, and I'm a priest and I have a microphone. Do you mind if I just improvise a little bit for a moment? I was wondering, did you enjoy your pew aerobics? It was quite fun. Yeah, the getting up and the sitting down, and you've now had a crash course in where all the hymns for Advent, Christmas, and Lent and Epiphany are in the hymnal. I did say at the beginning of the service that it was Advent for until the end of this service, and then we transitioned to Christmas, but the line is a bit fuzzier than that, I think you must have realized. The moment you get past number 76 in the hymnal, we're already encroaching on Christmas. And we even dipped into the 120s, which is Epiphany. But I actually quite like that. It's Advent 4 right now. And our theme is love. And sometimes we skip over the part of love that takes some work. And we try to get to the beatific vision at the end, when everything is roses and sunshine and beauty. So the fact that we've had a little transition this morning, we've gone on a journey through the Hebrew scriptures, through the Christian scriptures, through different parts of the hymnal, is a reminder to me that Advent is about preparing. And you may all have been preparing for Christmas for some time, but often we try and keep the labor, the work, the difficulty of that secret. We don't try and show people what it looks like, because we want everything just to look perfect at the end. This year we did something different with the creche. You can see it over there in the columbarium. I'm actually really moved increasingly by the fact that we put the creche, the place of the birth of Christ, in the columbarium, the place where we grieve our loved ones who have passed away. But we put the creche up at the beginning of Advent, and Mary and Joseph were located in the narthex, and some of the shepherds are over here on the side altar representing the hillsides over Bethlehem. And gradually, through the season of Advent, Mary and Joseph made their way from the narthex, which was Nazareth, to the tech table, which was standing in for the road from Nazareth down towards Bethlehem. They arrived here at the altar space last week, and they've transitioned over into the stable. They've arrived. And that reminds me that nothing just appears magically out of nowhere as a beautiful kind of image of love and sweetness. The things take work. They had to saddle up a donkey, go on a journey, forced by the Romans to go and travel to Bethlehem so they could register to pay their taxes. It was not a beautiful beatific vision of love. It was work. And then Mary was about to enter into a really painful moment of labor. We call giving birth to a child labor. We recognize it's work. And she wasn't going to do it in the easiest of circumstances. We're in that moment just before that happens in our storytelling right now. The Holy Family and love are our themes of Advent 4. And Mary is about to do the greatest labor of love imaginable. So I wonder what work you have been putting in this Advent for the purpose of reaching out with love. Love's like an aerosol word. We spray it around liberally, but does it mean much? You know it means a lot. It means you had to have endless negotiations with family to figure out who was going to be where and when over the Christmas holiday, and that was work. It means you may have had to travel, or you might have to travel this afternoon. There's an awful lot of work we have to do to get the house ready, to make the food, to buy the gifts. There's other work as well. Maybe you come to this Christmas having lost a loved one, and there is the labor of grief. But grief for me is really about love persisting even beyond the death of a loved one. So even if you are grieving, and doing that work of grief, I hope that it is the work of love as well. I just wanted to ask you at the end of this Advent for carols and lessons service, what labor is love asking of you this morning? Amen.